You'd be shocked to know how many people blow their case in the first 24 hours after a motorcycle crash. They post the wrong thing online, they talk to the wrong person, or they just wait long enough for the insurance company to twist it against them. Hi, I'm Guy DiMartino. I've been a personal injury lawyer in Indiana for over 25 years, and I've seen good cases get thrown out because someone made one of these 5 mistakes. So in this video, I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do after a motorcycle accident and why each one matters. That way, you give yourself the best shot at a fair settlement and avoid handing the insurance company an easy win. Ready? Number 1, do not leave the scene of the accident without reporting the accident. This is the first big mistake I see way too often here in Indiana, and it can really come back to bite you. You're likely to be shaken up after a motorcycle accident, even scared or confused. Maybe you think you're okay and that the other driver seems nice, so you just don't want to get out of there. Forget about it. Don't do it. Under Indiana law, you are required to stay at the scene of an accident that causes injury, death, or property damage higher than $1,000. If you leave the scene, even if it's just to cool off, you may be charged with a crime. That's right, even if you weren't at fault. Leaving the scene makes you look guilty and can destroy your chance of getting the compensation that you deserve later on. Here's a real life example. I had a client, let's call him Mike, who was knocked off his bike in downtown Valparaiso. He got up, felt fine, and rode away without calling the police. The next day, his shoulder started hurting. When he tried to file a claim, the insurance company latched onto the fact that there was no police report filed. They twisted the story, saying maybe you caused the accident, or maybe you weren't really injured, Mike. He ended up having a much tougher time getting his medical bills paid. The lesson? No matter how minor you think the crash is, or how okay you feel at that moment, always call 911 and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Make sure a report is filed. Stick around, even if the other driver says, let's just handle this between ourselves. That police report is your first line of evidence, and skipping it can seriously hurt your case. Let's talk about number 2. Do not say, I am sorry, or admit fault. It's human nature. Most people want to smooth things over after something scary happens. You might be tempted to say, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, just out of being polite, even if you weren't to blame for the accident. But here in Indiana, whatever you say at the scene can and will be used against you when you try to make a claim with the insurance company. Indiana follows what's called modified comparative fault. That means if you're found to be more than 50% at fault for the accident, you get nothing. Even if you're only partially responsible, your compensation is reduced by the percentage of fault. Imagine you say, I'm sorry, I was going a little fast, and you say that right after the wreck. That can come back to haunt you when the insurance company or their lawyers use those words to paint you as the one to blame for the accident. I worked with a rider in Fort Wayne who told the other driver, I'm okay, don't worry about it. It was probably my fault. It turned out the other driver had run a red light. So the biker absolutely was not at fault, but his words were written up in the police report. The insurance company tried to use that to pay him less, and they even tried to deny his claim. The bottom line is stick to the facts when you talk to the police or anyone at the scene. Give them your name, your insurance details, and an honest description of what happened. But don't guess. And definitely don't apologize. If you're not sure, say, I'm shaken up. I can't remember all the details right now. Let the investigation sort out what really happened. Do not refuse or delay medical treatment. I get it. After a crash, you're all pumped up. Your adrenaline is flowing through your system. You might feel embarrassed or you just want to go home and sleep. Maybe you think your injuries are minor, just a few scrapes and bumps. But one of the biggest mistakes that people make, especially motorcyclists, is refusing medical attention or putting off a doctor's visit. Here's why this is so important. After a motorcycle accident, some injuries aren't obvious right away. Things like concussions, internal bleeding in your brain or your abdomen, or even soft tissue injuries can show up hours or days after the accident. If you wait too long to get checked out, the insurance company may argue that the injuries weren't from the accident at all, or they weren't that serious. They love to say, well, you didn't see a doctor until 3 days or 7 days after the accident. So how do we know that you weren't hurt somewhere else? I hope the client near Hammond who rode his Harley into a ditch after being sideswiped. He walked away feeling sore, thinking that he'd just tough it out, that he would be okay. 2 days later, his back hurt so badly, he could barely get out of bed. At that point, it was harder to prove the connection between the crash and his injuries, and the insurance company fought us at every turn. Always let the EMTs check you out at the scene, even if you feel fine. Go to the ER or urgent care right away if you're hurt at all, just to make sure there's not something under the surface. And if a symptom pops up later, don't wait to see a doctor and tell them that you were in a motorcycle accident. This creates a clear medical record that you're tying your injuries to the crash, which makes your case much stronger. Ready for number 4? Do not talk to the other driver's insurance company without legal advice. Insurance adjusters often seem friendly, like they want to help you get your bike fixed and your bills paid, but don't be fooled. Their main job is to save the insurance company money, not to help you. After a motorcycle accident, the other driver's insurance company will usually call you within a day or two. They'll ask you for a recorded statement. They'll say, it's just routine, but here's the truth. Anything you say can be used to deny or reduce your claim. You might think you're just telling your story, but these adjusters are trained to get you to say things that can hurt your case. Maybe you say, I'm fine, when you're really not. Or I think I was going 5 miles over the speed limit. Or they start asking you things about time and distance. Suddenly, those words are twisted into reasons to pay you less or to pay you nothing at all. One of my clients in Maryville got a call from the other driver's insurance adjuster while she was still on painkillers after surgery. She agreed to be recorded and accidentally mixed up some of the details of the accident. The insurance company seized on those mistakes, claiming her story didn't add up and trying to say that she was at fault for the accident as they initially denied her claim. Always remember, you are never required to give a recorded statement to the other insurance company. It's different with your insurance company, but you're never required to give a statement to the other insurance company. In fact, it's almost always better to speak with an attorney first. We're here to protect you from saying something innocent that they can twist and hurt you. If you get a call from the other driver's insurance company, just tell them, I'm not ready to talk yet, or my attorney will contact you. Then reach out for help before you give any statements, and do not sign any documents without somebody looking at those documents first. Ready for number 5? Do not post about your accident on social media. Let me repeat that. Don't put anything on social media. This is a big one in today's world, and it's surprisingly easy to mess it up. After a crash, you might want to share photos or updates with your family or friends. Maybe you want to warn other bikers about a dangerous intersection just to let people know that you're okay. But posting about your accident on Facebook, Instagram, or any other platform can seriously damage your case. Insurance companies and defense lawyers absolutely will look at your social media. They'll look at any posts, photos, or comments that could suggest you weren't really hurt as bad as you were. Or they might look for something just to blame you for the accident. Even an innocent photo of you out at a barbecue a week or two after the accident can be twisted to say, see, you were fine. Or maybe you make a comment about how the crash happened. These words can be used against you. Once I handled the case out of Crown Point, my client posted a photo of his motorcycle wreck along with a caption saying, "Wiped out hard, but I'll recover. It could have been worse." Imagine that a bumper sticker in a jury room in Crown Point when you find out later that you had to miss work for 5 or 6 months because of something that was going on because of the accident. The insurance company used the post to argue that his injuries weren't as bad as his medical records showed. We still won the case, but it was much harder than it needed to be. So here's my advice. After a motorcycle accident, go quiet on social media. Don't share photos, don't discuss details, don't let friends tag along or tag you in posts about the accident. Don't let friends tag along to your doctor's appointments. If you must communicate it, do it through private messages. And never discuss your injuries. Never discuss how the crash happened. Never discuss any conversations that you had with your doctor or your lawyer. The less you say, the better you will be. So let's recap. And what's next? So you just learned the 5 things you must not do after an Indiana motorcycle accident. Don't leave the scene. Don't admit fault. Don't skip medical care. Don't talk to the other driver's insurance company without some legal advice. And do not post about your crash on social media. Each of these mistakes can seriously hurt your chances of getting the compensation that you deserve and can even at times put you at risk of criminal charges. If you found this helpful, you won't want to miss our next video. How to get your medical bills paid after a motorcycle accident in Indiana. It's packed with practical tips, inside knowledge that can make all the difference when you're facing potential expensive treatment and pushy insurance adjusters. Click the first link in the description to learn more, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, if you have questions or need help, our law firm is just a call away. See you over there. I am Guy DiMartino, meeting you at the intersection of law and medicine. Have a great day.